Miss Fisher, and it's time for yet another episode of Sacto Active Rock. Tonight in the studio we have the Headpilots, and it should be pretty interesting because last time I saw them, this happened. So we've got some carnage and violence and lots of fun tonight, so that should be really cool. In fact, I was going to go off on something tonight, and then I decided not to, so let's go ahead and just introduce the band. Okay, over here we've got, on guitar, Kurt Larson on the extreme left, Cardell Daniels in the middle. He does guitars and vocals. Kurt, you sing a little too, don't you? Yeah, backups. And then on drums we have Brian Hopper, and over here we have Brian White on bass. Okay, and let's see, this band plays some really heavy, wild, psychedelic, acid-drenched kind of music, and I was wondering, what are your influences? Does anybody want to answer that one?
You mentioned one.
Oh, go ahead, give it to Cardell.
Well, we're all influenced by different things. Brian's more influenced by like hardcore punk music, and Brian Hopper, he likes a lot more progressive rock music, and Kirk likes a lot more postmodern music, and I like acid rock. Acid rock,
yeah. Why do you think that there's been sort of a, I don't know, why do you think psychedelic rock is still valid in the 90s? It seems to have reborn all of a sudden. Like in the 70s, it's sort of, the bands were more like dinosaur kind of bands where it wasn't that wild acid, cream, Jimi Hendrix feel. Why do you think that that's coming back, and why that's sort of valid now, even like in the conservative 90s? Oh.
Well, I think it's because everything comes back. I mean, in the 80s, the 50s came back, you know, for a little while with like the Stray Cats and things like that, you know. And I mean, it's just
time for it.
Yeah, it's time for it. You know, it's the way things happen.
And I also think that like a lot of the music, especially in the early 80s and up until the late 80s, a lot of music kind of undercut people's intellect, and I think people are looking for something a little bit more expansive. You know, something that they can listen to, and it not only hits their body but their mind as well. And I think psychedelic rock does that quite a bit.
Hence your name too, the Headpilots.
Yeah.
Who writes all the songs? Is this a group effort, or does you all pretty much contribute to that?
Yeah.
How long have you guys been together?
We've been together for about a year, you know, not collectively. Kurt came in about 7 months ago, but, you know, us three have been together for about a year.
Have you just started gigging recently? Because it just seemed like I'd see your names on flyers, and then, you know, all of a sudden, there you guys were. And now a lot of people, I told one of my friends that I was going to be doing you guys tonight. Oh wow, they're my favorite local band. So you're starting to get around now.
Yeah,
so
I think we did our first show. It was almost 6 months ago.
It's just 6 months ago.
Yeah, it's in October. Yeah. You know, we've been doing, you know, at least 1 or 2 shows a month.
Yeah.
You know, here and there. Yeah, we took a month off.
Is it hard getting gigs in Sacramento? I mean, is that the most a band can expect to play, is 1 or 2 times
Yeah,
a
because
month?
there's really a shortage of clubs. You know, there's only like 2 or a couple clubs, you know.
Yeah.
And
yeah, Jeff O'Toole has been pretty good to us as far as keeping us gigging pretty well, and Jerry's given us quite a few shows too. So we've been doing. There's bands that get a lot less shows too. So you know, it just depends. You know.
Are you going to be doing a demo tape soon, or do you have a demo tape or anything along those lines? Are you going in the studio and puttering around with anything, or?
Yeah, we plan to go into the studio in a couple weeks, and next week. Oh, that's soon already. This Saturday, and yeah, we're going in. We're going to lay down about 6 songs or so.
Great.
And yeah, hopefully it'll come out well.
I know I've seen part of your performance sometimes, and like, does it get expensive to thrash these all the time?
not really. If you look around, you can find stuff that's like really cheap and
piece it together so it still can play. Because I know you play these things and then destroy them. It's
that costs.
Yeah, I got that for $15.
It was $15?
Some guy on the street over by was trying to sell it, you know, and I picked it up.
Pete Townsend would have liked your resourcefulness, I'm sure.
Well, we haven't ran into any stores and stolen anything yet, but we considered it.
Yeah, cool.
We used to do that.
Okay, let's just see you guys play, I think. Did you have anything you wanted to add? No, I think...
Go see the...
Well, the Headpilots are around, and I think it's time to see them. They're really wild, and all I have to do is say this is the kind of band that your neighbors hate. And you know me, I love to antagonize my neighbors if you've ever been my neighbor. So just crank the volume, open the windows, and just like watch the Headpilots. It's like, get off on it.
The song is about the mall. It's called Pass Through You.
destroy them all. You destroyed everything when you destroy the mall. There you go again. I said the mall isn't everything. You can't even get anything you want in a fucking mall. The mall isn't everything. Song about Los Angeles is called the South Central. Get back to the old one, don't let me down. I'm gone all the way. There's a man on the corner singing blues night and day. On the deal as a child, now I have gone and it has changed. And talk about depression, 20 years of fiscal strain. Why did you change? Didn't have to turn out this way. Love you more than all the others. I wish there was a better way. I remember as a child how the cats do and smash, how they do back. Every bunch they are gonna take your shirt right off your back. But what can you do? They're taking everything else, so I'll rob myself. My beautiful wife, my lovely home, they all are gone. Education's away, make a school safe one day. Those role models too cheesy, not just rich jobs too free. Trevor is no here, another tea party up here. One thing I must know is where do his brothers go? But there's water under the bridge. Too bad Uncle Tom has hid. But there's one thing we can do. We can fight for you know who. Let's start killing each other each day. Subtraction doesn't pay. It don't pay. It don't pay. It don't pay. How things could be if we all lived a little just and took for one moment to discover we can love each other regardless of color. And what a great time this will be. What a wonderful world we will see. We will see. We will see. We will. Don't think about this song.
song is for Liz.
flicker, flicker, flash.
Hi, I'm back. That was pretty weird. It was sort of like seeing the Grateful Dead or something, huh? Not just visually. Well, they didn't know what we did visually to them. It's like frying, like real drippy and weird and stuff. So I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope it didn't scare anybody. Nothing was like you weren't having a heavy trip or something, because that probably would have like made you jump out your window. That's how interesting it was. So I'd like to thank the Headpilots for being here tonight, and thank you all for joining us on Sacto Active Rock. The band does have one more song they're going to play for us. This is called She's Mad. So she's mad. And thanks you guys for being on the show. And let's hear it from the Headpilots one more time.
Everything's real and everything's perfect, just like that time when the angels got together. everything's real and everything's perfect, just like the time when those angels got together.